Hey everybody, Patrick Kalmerton with Pat Kalmerton Outdoors. Getting into turkey season. We are coming up to turkey season. It's going to start here within a couple of weeks, and I just wanted to go through a couple of things as far as preparation to be successful in the field. You're looking here at Drake and Finley, all proud, leaning on their boss gobbler. First off, on the right hand side, you're going to notice an Avian X full strut decoy. I replaced all my Tom decoys with the real fan feathers, and that's one of the things that I credit all my success. My right hand, as you can see, is leaning on my Lakewood box. The Lakewood boxes is my go-to as far as storage and everything else being able to ready. And then we get into things like this where you can take your trophy and make into lifelong mounts. So in my office here, a lot of times what I'll do is take, my fans and pictures with my success story that is included. And down here, a lot of people look at that one and say, what is that? Well, that's my bearded hen, which is a 9-inch bearded hen. Now I'm going to get into a couple of things that I take care of and do over in this area over here once I start getting into all the technicalities of everything. To be successful in the field, you have to have a plethora of different things. Once we start getting into it, in my Lakewood box here, I cover earplugs for when the kids go along. I got safety glasses up there. I got lanterns or lights that, for your head when we're going. Obviously the pea shooter. So I turkey hunt with the SBE 2, Super Black Eagle 2, and I'm going to get into that a little bit. A lot of my calls are going to be the Gobbler Ridge calls, but I use a variety of different calls. So this one here is the Stage 5 Clinger from Gobbler. It is a very good sounding box call. So I use that long distance. I get into some of my slate calls. Now I do have the Gobbler Ridge slate call here, and I have Sure Shot slate calls. I have a lot of different things. Here's another Sure Shot box call. That's going to be a close range, not as loud when I'm in surrounded areas. But, as far as you get into it, you have so many different things that you can pick from. Here's the owl hoot. So when I'm out in the morning, I'm locating birds, get on there. Usually they go. I got a crow call in there. Got the gobbler call, which is, that's over here. I was playing with it right here. So this one here, I use the Thundercut. So that there, I can get on it and use some gobbler calls if I have active. If I'm looking long distance, obviously I got my Vortex glasses along, but I'm going to get into the nuts and bolts of a lot of the different things in the future, but getting ready for turkey season. Now, a lot of people ask, what call do you use? When do you use it? How do you use it? All that stuff. So YouTube, obviously, is a big thing. You're watching it right now. And when you get into the different box calls and stuff like that, switch that around just like this. I'm going to take my box call. Basically, it's very easy. You can see that the chalk, I just chalked it. You can get a couple of cuts So that's a box call. You can hear it long ways. You can get things going, just very little pressure on there. Box calls, very easy to use. Now this one is going to be a lot quieter. You can get onto this. You hear the different tones. A lot of times the different tones might be the trick to luring in that boss gobbler or not. So those are the box calls. And then you get into some of the slate calls. Some are attached, some are not. You have the different sandpaper and stuff like that. You want to rough it up. Make sure it's all roughed on there like that. And you're going to hold it just like a pen, okay? Real light. See how quiet that is? You got quiet. You don't, that's when they're closing the distance, you got real quiet like that. And then once they start coming into the range and you're up and going and ready to go, that's when you switch over to your diaphragm call. And they make a lot of different diaphragms and everything else. You got a lot of different slates and boxes and little purrs, stuff like that. Hi, buddy. Rick, come in and say hi. So, here. Once you start getting into all of that stuff, you know, here's, I'm going to let Drake play a little bit. So, we do a tandems, okay? So, we do a, you know, TTKO, take them kids outdoors. A lot of times, get those kids outdoors, let them start real nice and soft. You know, so a lot of times you can overcall most of the time, especially real aggressive birds and stuff like that. Let the kids play a little bit, have a good time. So you got your all hoots, you got all that. Now, the biggest, most important thing, you can have all the calls and all the fancy guns and all the fancy gear and all that stuff. But I'm going to show a couple of things here. And what I'm going to show you is the biggest question that everybody has when it comes to turkey hunting. What shot do I use? What am I going to go out there and be able to harvest a bird with? So here is a double X Winchester, 1300 feet per second, 1 3/4 ounce with a 5 shot. That there is a 12 gauge, 3 inches long. So some guns will do a 3.5, some will do a 3 inch, and some will do a 2 3/4. That is a very most important thing right there. How long that shell is the most important, so it doesn't blow up in your face. So that's the gauge, that's the shell, that's the speed that it's coming out. That's the ounces of powder, and that's the size of the shot. Size of the shot matters because this is a 5 shot. This over here is a 4 shot. So the bigger the BB, the more pack that it has, okay? So this is a 3 inch, this is a 3.5. This is a SBE2. It will take both of these shells because I can chamber up to a 3.5 inch into this SBE2. But going through the store, you look at everything and you say, okay, this one's got to be better because it's a 3.5. And this one, it's a 3, that will work. If I have a 3, that one will go. But here's the thing. Until you know for sure, how do you really know? So like tonight, what I did was I went out and I took this shell and this shell with a extra full choke coming out of my SBE2, okay? So I shot a extra full choke, this shell, extra full shell, or choke, this shell. Then I went to a full choke, this shell, a full choke, this shell, to find out what ammunition was shooting the best out of my SBE2. And here are the results. So this one here, this one here, you can see is kind of spread wide open and kind of all over the place, right? So you are going to look at that one and look at this one. So this one here has a little bit bigger pellet holes than this one. They're both wide open. This one here is going to be my 3.5 inch at 28 yards. And this here is going to be my 3 inch. My 3 inch number 5s at 28 yards. My 3.5 inch number 4s at 28 yards. Both of these, believe it or not, were my extra full choke. Then all of a sudden I got into this one, which is my full choke at 28 yards with a 3.5 inch Remington right here. Nitro Turkey, 3.5 inch. So right here you got, again, 2 ounce shot, 3.5 inch. Number 4 shot, that's the Remington Nitro. okay, on that plate with a full choke. Then I went to the Winchester XX Longbeard 3-inch number 5 shot with a full choke, and this is the results at 28 yards. So this one here is 3-inch at 28 yards, full choke. This one here is 3.5-inch number 4s at 28 yards with a full choke. Here is the number 4s at 28 yards with an extra full choke. And here is the number 5s on a 3-inch with an extra full choke. So it can be deceiving on what you're going to run where. And what I have come to the conclusion is I definitely am going to shoot my number 5s right there. This here is the winner. So it is a number 5 3-inch Winchester Beard XX 3-inch full choke. Not the extra full, but the full. Not the 3.5s, but the 3s. Kind of funny, right? A lot of times you sit there and you look at the store and you say, oh my lordy, okay, this one's going to be better because it's 3.5. I'm going to grab that extra full choke because it's bigger and tighter than a full choke, and I'm going to run it out of this gun, and I'm going to do this and that. Well, let me tell you, right here is proof that it pays to pattern in your gun, because you can have all the fancy equipment. You can have the fancy boxes. You can have fancy shells. You can have all the fancy calls, all the fancy equipment. And then you get out there and you shoot, and you have one BB that might kill a bird. Not worth it, right? Take the time, pattern your gun. Good luck. Show me pictures.